After completion of waterfall model, RAD model and increment model, let us move towards the next model that is called as evolutionary process model. Okay, so in this model, it is an iterative approach. All the models follow iterative approach. So iterative is nothing but repetitive approach. So how long this iterative approach continues? Until we get a final version of a product. So the iteration keeps on continuation until we get the final product. So depending on this aspect, these models are called as evolutionary process models. So there are basically three categories of this model. So one is prototyping model, another is spiral model, and third one is concurrent development model. Okay, so let us see one by one. So first we will see the prototyping model. So you might have heard about the prototype. So what is a prototype? A prototype is nothing but a small model of real system. So usually prototypes are made when the information about the system is very less, or the requirements that had been collected about the system are very minimum or very less. So during this type of model, we start development of a model with the minimum requirements, and then we develop an initial model. So that initial model is nothing but an initial prototype, which is the small model of real software product. Then we give this prototype to the customer, and then the customer may use this model and give us the valuable feedback. So depending upon the feedback received from the client or the customer, we keep on redesigning the prototypes until we acquire all the functionalities for the final product. So a prototype model, it is one of the software development lifecycle models in which a prototype is built with minimum requirements, which is then tested, modified based on the feedback received from the client until a final prototype with desired functionalities gets created. This final prototype also acts as a base for final product. So students, what does this exactly means? We keep on creation of a model, right? So we develop an initial prototype, and then we give that small model which is with minimum requirements to the customers. Then the customer will start using that model, and after using that model, the customer provides us the valuable feedback. So depending upon that valuable feedback, we go and then we create the another model. So this keeps on continuation until we get the final set of functionalities to design a final product, right? Okay, so as mentioned earlier, so this model is useful when all the detailed requirements are not known to the client before starting the project. So these points will highlight you the main things as when exactly the prototype model is used. Okay, see what is the first one. When we have minimum requirements, when the requirements are not clear during the development, at that time you can go for this type of model, right? Secondly, when the information or the requirements for the product development or the product itself is more complex, and we are going to develop this product for the first time. So when we are building the product for the first time in the market, we can go for prototype approach. So these are the two basic main areas where we apply this kind of model. So first is when we have a minimum requirement and it is at the beginning stage, okay, and secondly when the system is complex or when the software is complex and it is entirely new in the market. Okay, so during that situation also we go for prototype model. So these are the two aspects where we exactly go for prototype model. What is the third? So in this scenario, see, we may develop a prototype, okay, and then we can provide this prototype to the customer or to the client, and then after taking a valuable feedback, we will get an idea that how exactly the customer needs a software, or we will also come to know how to develop that new software. Okay, so this is a novel approach. Suppose consider that we don't have any software in the market and we are developing a new software for the first time. So during such situations we go for prototyping approach. So in this approach, what exactly we do is we start development with the available requirements, and then we design the model, software model, and then we provide it to the customer. So various customers will give their feedbacks. We keep on doing this, we keep iterative process of all these activities until we develop a final product satisfying all the needs of customer, as well as it is a until it becomes a quality software. So the basic theme of our prototype model is that it is developed for a novel approach. Okay, when we don't have any software and we are developing a software for the first time. Okay, so sometime what happens, see, the client also uses this model. What the client will do, the client will develop a first initial model, then they will give to the customer, different kinds of customers, and then they will get the information, and depending on that information they will decide whether to develop this system or go with another type of model for the development. Okay, so that is the fourth stage, that is the fourth application where we go for this kind of approach. All right, then developers can then start working on the modifications. The cycle will be repeated until the client is satisfied with the prototype, which reflects the final product. So what it means here, it means that we continue all this process. Okay guys, so we continue all these process, so until we get, okay, until we get a final set of information, right? So this is the case where we go for, right, the prototyping model. All right, okay, now I will show you the model. So what exactly happens in this model, right? So guys, see here, this is the diagram. Okay, so in this diagram you can see that there are few stages. All right, so you can see we have stages like communication, quick design, okay, modeling, quick design, construction of prototype, and deployment, delivery, feedback. All right, so let us see about these phases one by one. So the first phase here we can see is communication phase. So this is the initial phase where the requirements are collected. Okay, so here once when the information is collected, the initial prototype is developed, the initial model is developed. Okay, then in this design phase what we do, we take this information and then we go for designing of this phase, right? So when we collect all the information for the initial prototype, we go for a quick designing. So in this designing we follow different types of designs, right? Then so after making a quick design, we go for modeling the quick design. We take these designs and then we finalize these designs with various types of designs, and then we go for construction of a prototype, right? Construction is nothing but about coding and implementation of the prototype. Then we deploy that model and then we give that model to the customer for usage, right? Then we provide that model for the customer to usage, and then we collect the valuable feedback from the customer, and after collecting the feedback again we go for the repetitive approach. So this repetitive approach continues. We retake the information, we make designing, we code it, we deploy it, we give it to the customer for using, and we take the valuable feedback. So this process 1, 2, 3 and 4. So these activities comes under repetitive approach. Okay, so why this comes under repetitive approach? See, this all phases comes under repetitive approach because once until the requirement whatever we need for finalizing the development are obtained, we continue the repetitive process, right? Okay, the phases, right? So let us go to the phases of prototype. Okay, so the first phase is initial communication. So in this phase, business analytics and other individuals responsible for collecting the requirements and discussing the need for project meet the stakeholder or client. So here in the communication phase, what happens is that all our system analysts, our system analyst, they collect the information, okay, and then they decide which information can be continued for the further development. So here the information can be collected from various peoples like clients, stakeholders, okay. So here clients are nothing but our customers, all right, okay. So after the initial communication, we go for quick plan. So in quick plan, alright, so after completion of the initial communication, we go for another phase that is called as quick plan. So what exactly happens in the quick plan? So once when the information is collected here, okay, so depending on that basic requirements which are acquired from the client, a quick plan of initial prototype is made. So we go for quick planning, right? So quick design in the sense we go for quick plan. We make a plan like which modules have to be designed and the team members and all the constraints, such factors are decided. So after collecting the initial information, we go for quick plan and then we go for designing, right? So depending on this plan, we go for design. We develop various user interfaces, right, and different kinds of design, right? So this is the third phase which is carried out for the prototyping approach, right? So in this third phase, we do the main designing, okay. So after designing, we go for the next thing that is called as development of your prototype. So what happens in development of the prototype? Here finally we write the code, okay. So code is written at the development part, right? So in the first stage, we collect the requirements, we plan for the prototype, that is model, then we make a quick design and then we write the code. So after writing the code, we deploy the system and make that system ready to be delivered to the customer. So what the customer is going to do, the customer will evaluate the prototype or the customer will start using that prototype for few days, and then depending on what information is being collected from the customers, the developers will develop a prototype and then it is handed over to the customer. The customer will evaluate it and will provide a valuable feedback, okay, on the designed prototype, that is the initial model, all right. See, all the above, so whatever above mentioned phases are there, that is initial requirement gathering, quick plan, design, deployment and delivery. So until here, what exactly happens? Okay, that is nothing but what? A repetitive approach. So above mentioned phases keep repeating until the replica of final product is deployed. So what it means, that processes keeps on repeating until we get a final product. So all you can see that all these four phases, right? So all these four phases, so whatever four phases we have acquired, so here you can see that these four phases, okay, these phases keeps on repeating. So how long they keep on repeating? They keep on repeating until we get a final product. So hence it is called as, it is repeated, okay. So all the above mentioned phases keeps repeating until the replica of final product is deployed. So after that, when we find that we have a correct set of information or final set of information, then the clients will finalize a prototype, right? Then that model is finalized. So once when that model is finalized, so what exactly happens? We develop the system. So final system is developed after collecting that information set. So what exactly happens? The customer takes the final prototype. Okay, so where I was exactly, yes, see. So once when all the information is obtained, and when we come at a stage where we feel that the final product is ready to be delivered and it contains all the set of information, then this developed product is tested by the testing team, right? And if it is ready to go live, the product is deployed and it is available for the end user, right? So we see that the approach keeps on repeating until we obtain a final set of information, right? Now let us go to the advantages of a prototype model, right? So let us see the advantages one by one. Okay. So here in advantages you can see that quick client feedback is received, which speeds up the development process, right? So what is exactly this? As we provide each prototype to the customer and the customer will review us about the model with his valuable feedback. So every time the client provides us a feedback, and depending on that feedback we upgrade the model. So we upgrade the model until we get a final set of information, right? So second advantage is that developed prototypes can be used later for any similar project. So once when we develop a prototype, this can be reused. So it is a reusable approach also. So any missing functionality and any error can be detected at early stages. Yes. Why this happens? Because at every stage we provide this developed model to the customer. Then customer will review it, and then only we resolve all the errors. We upgrade the system depending upon the feedback, and then only we go to the next model, right? So hence the chances of error are very less, and missing the functionality is also very less. Thing is that we acquire more functionalities if we follow this approach. So it is useful when requirements are not clear and when we have a limited requirements, and or you can say that this approach is applicable when there is very less amount of information set available, or when we want to develop a novel system, that is a new system, or sometimes a complex system. All right. So these are all the benefits, or you can take as the advantages of a prototype model. Now let me tell you about the disadvantages of prototype model. So in disadvantages you can see that it is a time consuming process. Yes, so it is time consuming because as you saw that there is a repetitive approach. It keeps on repeating until a final set of information is obtained. Hence it is a time consuming process, right? So here it requires lot of involvement from client. So we need a client, one who is committed towards his software product. We need to interact with the client until we develop a final product. So the client has to allot lot of time during this process development, right? Yeah. So third disadvantage is that when we want to develop a totally new system which has no scratch modules, or you can say that which has no modules from where the information can be reused, we need to predict during the initial development. So it becomes quite challenging at the initial stage when we want to develop a new system. So while coding, developers do not have a broad perspective of what is coming, okay, because of which they might use an underlying architecture that is not suitable for final project. So what exactly happens here at the initial stage? We have to assume about the software and hardware requirements, as well as we have to assume the part of coding where we cannot say that this architecture is going to be a final architecture. So this is one drawback, where until we get the main functionality of your software product, we cannot finalize the all other requirements and architecture of our product. So sometimes it is quite a hectic job for coders, right? Or you can say that developers, until they finalize the architecture of the software, right? To produce the quick prototype, developers might make weak decisions during the development process and compromise on quality, which may eventually affect the product. So what happens here, as it is a repetitive approach, we have to generate the prototype model again and again. So sometimes you can say that there may be a less quality in coding or less quality in designing. They may feel that they may concentrate more on designing and coding during the final stage, but sometimes they may miss this part, or you can say that there is a less sometimes compromise with the quality may happen, right? So guys, please follow this. So as I said, these are the disadvantages of prototype model. All right. So go for advantages or benefits of the prototype model. Explanation of phases of a prototype model. This is the main diagram explained for your prototype approach. These are the areas or applications where you can go for prototype, and this is the explanation of prototype. All right. So please go through it, and in the next session we can go for the next evolutionary model. So see you there. Until then, signing off. Bye bye.